GED Math Practice Quiz. Welcome to another video. If you are preparing your GED Math test, understand that you have to be confident, practice and be patient. Know that yes, it's possible. You can pass. For that, feel free to pause the video, work out the questions before you continue to check. So the first question here is to find the slope of the line that contains 2, -10 and the -4, 2. We need the slope formula. So the formula is that m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. This formula will be provided, but you have to be familiar with the formula so you can use it easily. Now we're going to label the 2 points. So here we have x1, y1, x2, y2. Now we go to the formula and we're going to replace y2, y1, x2, x1 by their values. So y2 is 2. That's the y value of the second point. Minus, okay, y1. y1 is -10. So the negative sign I just put here in yellow is a negative sign from the formula. Now the -10, which is the y1 value, I will put it in parentheses to avoid mistake. Divided by x2. x2 is the x value of the second point, so -4 minus. Okay, so again, you have to use the color. So this negative sign is from the formula. So x1 is 2, and I have the 2 here. Now let's remove the parentheses. Therefore, we're going to have 2 plus 10 divided by -6. Understand that when you have a negative sign, you have open bracket and you have another negative sign. This means negative multiplied by negative. The bracket represents the multiplication symbol between the two negative signs. So you multiply negative sign by another negative sign, that turns to positive sign. The reason we have a 2 plus 10 on top divided by -6. And the 2 plus 10 is 12 divided by -6. 12 divided by -6 is -2. Therefore, the answer for this first question is -2, which is B. Let's see the next question. Question number 2. Again, feel free to pause this video to solve this question before you continue. Now, question number 2, they say 5a plus 6 raised to the second power, and they say is equal to. Please, if you choose A as a correct answer, that is, a big mistake, because 5a plus 6a is not 5a squared plus 6 squared to say going to be 25a squared plus 36. Instead, take your time, rewrite the expression as 5a plus 6 multiplied by another 5a plus 6. Yes, 5a plus 6 raised to the second power means you take a 5a plus 6 and you multiply by itself, which is the same 5a plus 6. Therefore, we're going to use the distributive property, which is what? We take 5a, we multiply by the other 5a. And the 5a multiplied by 5a is 25a squared, because 5 times 5 is 25, and the a times a is a raised to power 2. We take the same 5a. This time we multiply by 6. And the 5a multiplied by 6 is 30a. So we multiply the 5 by 6 to get the 30, and we keep the a. After that, we're going to take a 6. We multiply the 6 by 5a. That gives you, again, another 30a. After that, we take a 6, we multiply by 6, and that gives you 36. Now we try to combine like terms. we keep the 25a squared. Now 30a plus 30a, these are like terms. So we add the 30 to 30, we get the 60, and we keep the a. Now plus 36. So you have to understand that 30a plus 30a means you have a 30 times. You have another a 30 times. So in total, we have a 60 times. Therefore, the correct choice here is D. Okay. The next question. Question number 3. Subtract. So this time you have a polynomial to subtract. You have to be careful when you have a question like this. The first thing to do is to remove the parentheses. So remove the parentheses on this side is not a problem. That'll give you 3x squared minus 5x minus 6. Now remove the parentheses for the other polynomial. Yes, is where you have to pay attention, because that negative sign here between the two polynomials, that negative sign will multiply any sign inside the parentheses. Therefore, we're going to have a negative 5x squared. The same negative sign here will multiply the other sign to change it to negative. So you have negative 4x minus 4. So again, understand that the negative sign in front of the bracket is like a negative 1. And that negative sign is multiplying the positive 5x inside the bracket. The same negative sign is multiplying the positive 4x in the bracket to turn it to negative 4x. The same negative sign is multiplying the 4 inside the bracket to make it negative 4. Therefore, we'll try to combine like terms. And as a like terms, we have a 3x squared here and a negative 5x squared. So what we'll do is to do 3 minus 5, which is negative 2, and then we keep the x squared. After that, we have negative 5x and negative 4x. We combine these two, that give you negative 9x. So understand that when you have two numbers with the same sign, you just add the numbers and you keep that sign. So the two numbers here are negative. So negative 5 added to negative 4 give you negative 9 with the x. That's why we say here like terms. And now the last thing, we have a negative 6 here and the negative 4. Again, these two numbers have the same sign. So we add the 6 to 4 to get the 10 and we keep the negative sign. So you have a negative 2x squared minus 9x minus 10, and the correct choice here is A. Let's continue. Question number 4. Which of the following is not? They say is not. Is not. Okay. In scientific notation. So if you see these 4 answers, B is the answer. B is the notation, which is not the scientific notation. So the reason B is not in scientific notation is that when they say scientific notation, we have 1 digit before the decimal. We have 1 digit before the decimal. Okay? And that 1 digit cannot be 0. It could be 1, like a 1 like this, or it could be 2, or it could be 3, it could be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, but not 0. Okay, if you see B, we have a 2 digit before the decimal. We have a 85, so 8 and the 5. Therefore, B is not in scientific notation. The B is the correct answer for this question. Let's continue. Question number 5. I hope again you pause the video to solve it before you continue. So this time they want to write 0.0 0.04051 in scientific notation. So let's rewrite it here. We have a 0.2 zeros 40, 51. Okay, understand that. Like I explained before, the scientific notation here is that I will have one digit before the decimal point, but that one digit will not be 0. That means what? Here, I will move the decimal to the right 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, or 3 places to reach that first digit, which will not be 0. And that first digit will be before here. So I'm going to have 4.051 multiplied by 10 raised to. Now, this is the key. When you are moving the decimal point to the right, the power will be negative. So, because we move it 3 places, the power will be negative 3. Yes. When you move the decimal place, the decimal point to the left, the power will be positive. Yeah, that looks strange, but that's the way that works. So you move to the right, the power is negative. Okay, you move to the left, the power is positive. So therefore, the correct answer for this question number 5 is C. 4.051 multiplied by 10 to the negative 3 power. We continue. This time we have a question. So statistic question. Find the mean, median, mode, and the range of the data. So you have a 16, 22, 14, 12, 20, 19, 14, 11. Okay. You will see here, the first question is to find the mean. If you check choice A, B, C, and D, all of them, have this same value, 16, 16, 16, 16. So to save time, if we have a question like this in the test, to save time, you don't need again to calculate the mean, because you have to focus on the other thing which will make the difference. But suppose you don't know how to find the mean. You have to understand that to find the mean, you just add the numbers here. So you're gonna take a 16 added to 22, 22 added to 14, added to 12, added to 20, added to 19, added to 14, added to 11. So you add all these numbers. And how many numbers we have in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you divide the result by 8. And if you do that, you will get 16. So again, to save time, we will not do that because all the choices here have the same answer. Instead, what we'll do is this. The next question is to find the median. So let's find the median to make the difference. But to find the median, please, we need to put all these numbers in order. It's very important. For median, we need to put the numbers here in order. So to put the numbers in order, the first number will be 11. After 11, we're going to have a 12. After 12, we're going to have a 14. After 14, we're going to have again 14 because 14 is 2 times in the list. After 14, we have 16. After 16, we have 19. Okay, 19, we have a 20. And the last one is 22. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, when you put the numbers in order from the lowest to the highest, so you're going to take the middle one, which is going to be the median. But here, you will see that we have 2 middle numbers. So because we have 8 numbers in the list, So we have two middle numbers, which are what? 14 and 16. So if you have two middle numbers, what you do is to add the two numbers. So you're going to add 14 to 16. Okay, to get here 30. And you divide the result by 2. So we take a 30 divided by 2, which is 15. So the median here is 15, and you will see that only D has this 15 as the median. So therefore, A is not the correct answer, B is not the correct answer, C is not the correct answer, but D the correct answer. Now, suppose we want to continue, okay, to finish this question. So mode, okay, as a quick review, what's going to be the mode here is that value, most repeating in the list. And we see that 14 is repeating in the list. We have 14 two times. And this 14 is the number, which is repeating, the most repeating number in the list. And yes, choice D confirms this. Mode is 14. Suppose we want to find the range. The range will be what? We take the highest value, which is 22, minus the lowest value, which is 11 here. And if we do 22 minus 11, you get 11. And yes, that confirms here. So the range is 11. So again, the correct choice is D. Let's continue. Question 7. Look at the pattern of numbers below. This is another challenge question you can see in the test. But you have to understand that every time you have a list of numbers like this, so that's why they say pattern, there is a relationship between the numbers. So you have to figure out that relationship, which will help you to determine the next number. Okay, so if you see here, we have a 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3. So the pattern is that we have 1, 3, 2, 4. Again, we have another 1, 3, 2, 4. So that's the pattern going on. 1, 3, 2, 4. We have again 1, 3, 2, 4. So the next we have a 1, 3, okay, and they want the next number. So in the list, it has to be what? 2. So therefore, the correct choice is B. Yeah, so here they just want one number. But if they want to continue again after 2, it's going to be 4. But because we just want one number, that's why the answer here had to be B, which is 2. Question number 8. The sum of 3 consecutive even numbers is 36. Find the largest number. The sum, so sum means addition. And they say 3 consecutive even numbers. Even numbers. So keyword, even numbers. What they mean here by even numbers? Even number, we can have like a 2, we can have like a 4, we have a 6, we have a 8, we have a 10, we have a 12, and so numbers we can divide it by 2 without getting a decimal. We call them even numbers. Okay, so they say the sum of 3. So let's say that we have the first number, so let's call n the number. So the first number, which is n1, the second number, which is n2, the third number, which is n3. And they say if you add all these numbers, okay, you get what? 36. Okay, now, so if our first number is n1, let's write it as x. Okay, so the first number we write as x. Can we write the second number based on the first number? Yes, because they say consecutive even number. So that means what? If my first number, suppose my first even number is 2. Okay, the next even number, because they say consecutive, the next even number will be 4. But what's the relationship between 2 and the 4? We add the 2 to 2 to get a 4. We're going to add the 2 to 4 to get 6. We're going to add the 2 to 6 to get 8. Okay, so plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, and so on. Therefore, I don't know yet, my first number. That's why I represent it by X. But I know that if I take my first number and then I add the 2, I get the second number. So I can write the second number as X plus 2. Yeah. Okay. I don't know my third number, but I know that if I add another 2 to my second number, I will get the third number. So if I add 2 to X plus 2, I get X plus 4 for the third number. And they say the sum is 36. So if I add all of this, so let's use a different color to make it clear. Okay. Okay. So that's the way you write down the equation. Now let's solve it. So we can combine like terms which are here x. So we have an x, we have an x, we have an x, means we have a 3x. Okay. Now we have a 2, we have a 4. So 3x plus 6 is equal to 36. Okay. How to solve for x? Okay. So here we will try to subtract x on both sides. Therefore, we have a 3x is equal to 30. So if 3x is equal to 30, how to solve for x? We take a 3x, which is 30, and we divide it by 3. Okay, we're going to have x is equal to 10. The answer is not 10. You'll see that in the 4 choices, they place 10 on A. So after you solve for x, if you don't pay attention, you think that 10 is the answer. No, because here in the question, they say, find the largest number. So that x equals 10 is the first number. Okay, based on the way we write the equation. Therefore, my second number, so if my first number is 10, okay, my second number will be 12 because we add the 2 together. Previous number to get the second number, okay, and the last number will be 14. Now, let's check. If you add the 10 to 12 to 14, do we get 36? Yes, that confirms we get 36. So the correct choice here is that 14, which is C. Another way to solve this question, suppose you don't know how to write this equation, but because it's a multiple choice, yes, it's possible to find the correct answer, which is what? They say to find the largest number. Okay, so you can assume that the largest number here, you assume that the largest number is 10. Okay, so you go backward, which means what? So let's go to another slide to show what I mean. So if you assume that, so suppose that the largest number, okay, is that 10. The largest number is 10. Okay, so you go backward. So if you have a 10, that means what? The next, the previous number will be 8. Okay, the previous number before 8 will be 6. But if you add 6 to 8 to 10, what do you get? Here you're gonna get 24, which is not 36. That means what? 10 is not the correct choice. Okay, so you go to the next number, which is 12. Okay, so you assume that the correct answer is 12, which is the largest number. So you take that 12 and you go backward, which is what? You have a 12 here. This will be 10. This will be 8. Now, if you add 8 to 10 to 12, what do we get here? 30. Which is not 36. That means what? Okay, my correct answer is not 12. You continue. This time you take 14. And again, you go backward. So taking 14, you're going to have a 12 before 14. You're going to have a 10 before 14. And if you add all of this, that gives you 36. And yes, the correct choice is 14. That's a way you can also do the work in case you don't know how to write the equation. Or suppose you take the last one, which is 16. And if you do that, you will see that it's going to be more than 36. Okay, we continue. Question number 9. Solve the following equation. So here we have a linear equation, call it a linear equation. And we want to solve for x. That x is the variable. Therefore, you're going to distribute. So let's rewrite the equation as 3 parentheses 5x plus 4 close parentheses minus 20 is equal to 13x minus 4. So you're going to distribute 3 to everything inside the parentheses. So you get a 15x plus 12 minus 20 is equal to 13x minus 4. We're going to combine like terms. So here we'll have 15x, but 12 and the negative 20 are like terms. So that gives you negative 8 is equal to 13x minus 4. Okay, because we want to solve for x, let's move everything with x on one side. So we're going to subtract 13x on both sides. Okay, therefore, we don't have any more x on the right side. And the 15x minus 13x is 2x minus 8 is equal to negative 4. Okay, let's continue. Having this, we will try to add 8 on both sides. So I have a 2x, okay, minus 8 is equal to negative 4. If I add 8 on both sides, I get 2x is equal to positive 4. So to find x, we're going to divide it by 2. Okay, and we get x is equal to 2. Therefore, the correct choice is A, which is 2. Now, there is a way you could check your work to see if it's correct. And that is what? You replace your solution. You replace x by the solution in the original equation. So the original equation, here they said 3 multiplied by 5x plus 4. So if you replace x by 2 in the equation, so let's use a different slide to show that. Okay, I want to show that my solution, which is A, is correct. Okay, so choosing A as the correct answer if you want to check your work, okay, you're going to rewrite the expression by replace x by 2. So you have a 3 parentheses 5 multiplied by 2, because 5x means 5 multiplied by x and the x value here is 2, plus 4 close parentheses minus 20. We want to check if this is same as 13 multiplied by 2 minus 4. So inside the bracket, we're going to have, okay, these 5 times 2 is 10 plus 4 minus 20. We want to check if this is equal to 26, because 13 times 2, 26 minus 4. We know that 26 minus 4 is 22. This side is 22. The other side, so 10 plus 4 is 14. So we have a 3 times 14, okay, minus 20. And we want to see if this is 22. Okay, last question for this video. What is the value of x in the following equation? So we have here another challenge question. So this is a linear equation, but that involves a fraction. Every time you have a linear equation that involves fraction try to find the LCD, the lowest common denominator, and then multiply the entire equation by the lowest common denominator. So the LCD. The LCD here is 3. Or another way, understand like this. Because in this equation, we have only one fraction, which is this 5/3. Multiply the entire equation by that 3. And you'll see that the 3 will clear the denominator of this fraction. So we're going to have a 3 multiplied by 5/3x, okay, minus 2 is equal to x plus 6. And I close the bracket here. Means what? I will multiply 3 by everything. So this is an equation. So if you multiply 3 by everything on the left side, 3 by everything on the right side, you keep the balance. So therefore, multiply by 5/3x will be 15/3x minus 3 multiplied by 2, 6 is equal to 3 multiplied by x, 3x plus 3 multiplied by 6, which is 18. So you're going to see that this part here, 15/3x is same as 5x. So minus 6 is equal to 3x plus 18. We continue. So we're going to subtract 3x on both sides. Okay. Therefore, okay, let's go here. We're going to have 2x, okay, minus 6 is equal to 18. Because what? This 3x and negative 3x will cancel out. After that, we're going to add 6 on both sides. So you have a 2x is equal to 24. Again, this will cancel out. Almost done. Now, if you divide both sides by 2, you get x equals 12. Okay, so solving this equation, you're going to have x equals 12. And to check your work, you replace x by 12 in the equation. And yes, let's do that. As a review, let's do that to see how we can get this done, okay, to make sure what we did is correct. So we got x equals 12 and we want to check our work. Okay. So x equals 12. On the left hand side, we're going to replace x by 12. So we're going to have a 5/3 multiplied by 12 minus 2. We want to see if this is same as 12 plus 6. First of all, 12 plus 6 give you 18. Okay. Other side. Here, 5 multiplied by 12 divided by 3 is same as do 12, okay, divided by 3, which is 4, and that 4 multiplied by 5 is 20 minus 2. And yes, 20 minus 2. So that works. Okay. So thanks for your attention. Overall, you have to understand that practice makes perfect. Feel free, to like the video, subscribe so you can get our next video. Thank you.